record this press conference for further promotion to websites in Italy and all over the world. Start.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to start. Please be informed that this press conference is being recorded for future promotion of EMO Milano 2021's different websites. We're going to mute your microphones to have a better sound quality. During the question and answer session, you can unmute them and ask your questions. Please click the hand button at the bottom of your screen to book your question in advance. I now give the floor to Mr. Paolo Quattrocchi, the Director of the Italian Trade Agency in Taipei, and thank you.
Start. Good morning, good afternoon. First, good afternoon to all our friends, Taiwanese friends attending this press conference, to Mr. Xu, President of TAMI, the local association machinery industry, and all companies and media connected today. Good morning on the other side of the world, in Italy, to Engineer Mr. Galdabini, the General Commissioner of EMO Milano 2021. And let me say hello and good morning also to Mr. Mariotti, Mr. Nicolai. I don't see him, but I know he's there. And Mrs. Master Giuseppe, Mr. Launigro, and all the UCIMO staff who have been cooperating with the Italian Trade Agency for many years. As we know, UCIMO is the Italian Machine Tools, Robots, and Automation Manufacturers Association. I am Paolo Quattrocchi, the Director of the Italian Trade Agency in Taiwan. And I'm very glad to give you this opening address of today's press conference for EMO Milan 2021. I would like to spend just a few seconds introducing the organization I represent in Taiwan, here in Taiwan. The Italian Trade Agency is the governmental agency that supports the business development of Italian companies abroad and promotes the attraction of foreign investment in Italy. It provides information, assistance, consulting, promotion, and training to small and medium-sized Italian businesses with the aim to strengthen the trade and economic relationships with foreign markets. With a network of 79 offices, we are based in 65 countries and here in Taiwan, in Taipei, since 1989. As we know, EMO is the largest fair in the world for the machine tool sector. It takes place every 2 years, and the last two editions were hosted in Germany, 2017 and 19, while in 2015, it took place in Milan, in Italy. The 2021 edition will take place again in Milan from 4th to 9th October. The Italian Trade Agency has been regularly cooperating with EMO Milano by increasing its exposure through Taiwanese media or inviting Taiwanese companies to visit the fair in Milan. When we promoted the EMO editions in the past, together with UCIMO, with TAMI, and with TAITRA, too, TAITRA is the Taiwan External Trade Development Council. We did it during the fair Tintos. That's the most important machine tool fair in Taiwan, usually held in the month of March. This time, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, it has not been possible to organize a physical conference, unfortunately. However, thanks to the support of all collaborators, we could organize this online version to promote the next edition of EMO Milano. Later, we will listen to Mr. Galdabini, who will give us all details about the fair. In the machine tool industry, Italy is one of the most important producer countries alongside China, Germany, Japan, USA, Korea, Taiwan, and Switzerland. Italy is the second major producer country of machine tools in Europe after Germany, and is also the fifth country that supplies machine tools to Taiwan, following Japan, China, Germany, and Switzerland. Taiwan is also one of the major producer countries for the machine tool industry, with about 950 companies located on the island and over 43,000 people employed in the sector. In 2020, due various defect factors, and especially the global pandemic, the machine tool industry faced a negative year globally. In Italy, the present output value of machine tools is estimated at 4,970 million euros, with a decrease of 23.7% since 2019. The export value from Italy to Taiwan also showed a drop of 18% from 34 million US dollar in 2019 to 28 million US dollar in 2020. Exporting abroad from Taiwan also decreased by 29.7% from the initial 3,060 million US dollar 2019 to about 2,150 million US dollar in 2020. However, with an eye to the future, we have to think in an optimistic way. There will be a recovery this year. The global demand is expected to increase by 15% to 59 billion euros, and the positive growth trend is predicted to continue until 2024, with European market as the liveliest market in the world. The same goes for the local market. According to the analysis of ITRI, the Industrial Technology Research Institute in Taiwan, in 2021, the Taiwanese machine tool industry will benefit from the recovery of the global economy and the recovery of the Chinese manufacturing industry, which will grow due to the increasing global demand for automobiles, 5G equipment, semiconductors. The output value of the local machine tool industry is expected to increase by 8% in 2021, and the positive trend is expected to continue for the coming years. Another factor affecting this positive trend growth prediction is the development of the electric cars industry that will be particularly strong in the future with the involvement of Taiwanese companies. In addition, a positive sign to consider is that a few major local operators in this industry have restarted their investment programs in recent months. I'd like to think that these positive trends could be a sign for the near end of the COVID-19 pandemic. The vaccine for the virus has recently been released, and hopefully this means that its positive effects can be seen soon. I hope that by October, we all hope that by October, all the companies involved in the sector will be able to travel to Milan to physically participate to EMO 2021. Before I leave the floor to Mr. Tommy Hsu, President of TAMI, I would like to thank you all for your attention. And please feel free to contact this office anytime in case you need any more information and assistance for EMO Milano 2021. Thank you very much. So ready, Mr. Komisu?
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
That's your moment.
Okay, Mr. Paolo Quattrocchi and Mr. Luigi Galdabini, and unlike distinguished guests and ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to be here and have given a speech on behalf of the TAMI. In 2020, the export value of Taiwanese machine tools was $2,154 million, with a 29.7% decline compared to the same period of the previous year. In the last year, the export of Taiwan machine tools was greatly affected by the COVID-19. The export to China was still ranked on the top, with the export value at $727 million, which was 33.8% of the total export value, with 17.2% decline compared to the same period of the previous year. The export to the China is above the average due to its successful fight against the COVID-19 in the second half of the last year. The export to the United States was ranked at the second, with the export value at $273 million, which was 12.7% of the total export value, with 33.1% decline compared to the same period of the previous year. The other major market of the export was Turkey, Russia, and Vietnam in sequence. The only difference here is Turkey. The export to Turkey grew by 82% thanks to the steady political and economic situation in the Middle East. For the outlook of the Taiwan machinery industry in terms of the production value, considering the growing demand in mainland China and the mainland USA policy will continue, we expect the production value of Taiwan machinery industry in 2021 will increase by 10 to 15%. And the first half of the year will be better compared to the same period of last year. We expect to see the substantial growth this year. For the export of Taiwan machine tools, we expect it will grow by 20 to 30%. As EMO is the greatest and most comprehensive exhibition for global buyers who seek for metalworking solution, Taiwan manufacturer of machine tools and components, we have put all endeavor for participating in the exhibition. In 2015, the previous edition of the EMO MILANO, there was 129 Taiwanese companies attending the show. The exhibiting area of Taiwan exhibitor was 12,181 square meters. Taiwan is the third largest country in the EMO edition, behind Italy, Germany. Taiwan machine tools and parts exhibitor, FFG Group and Highwind both have a factory in Italy. Besides, many Taiwan exhibitors, for example, like Dali, YCN, Gaomin, will keep attending the show. The buyer will see the latest machine tools developed by our manufacturer, such as the new intelligent 5-axis machine tools, turning and milling center, and the customized automation production line. The supplier of key components, such as the linear transmission system, control system, tool, and target, also show their best product and to get the side view and the order from the global buyer. This March, TAMI and the Taiwan are going to hold the team talks together on time. It would be the first biggest machine tools show to be held since the outbreak of COVID-19. We will hold the team talks in hybrid. The on-site show will go together with the online show, and let all the global buyers join regardless of the location and time. We hope the big event can bring the energy and the business opportunity back to the international machine tools market. And most importantly, EMO MILANO 2021 will then take over in October to provide the best machine tools procurement hub and platform to the world. In recent years, Taiwan is dedicated to developing smart manufacturing, our industry, government, research institute, and academic work together to make smart manufacturing available for each manufacturer, as well as small and medium enterprise, so that they can provide the customer with a smart product and service. We made a plan with 3 different sections to help with their smart manufacturing integration. To begin with, we developed smart machine bus, which will support our machine with data collecting, real-time monitoring, and the smart function. We have successfully finished this task. More than 5,000 machines are equipped with smart machine bus and connected to the Internet of Things. In the second session, we developed smart machinery cloud. How we did was to develop standard cloud services to let our members get used to it, and then they can develop their own service according to their domain knowledge and their strong point. In terms of the content, we have already designed almost 100 different applications for the industry. This year, the project will keep on going. We expect to develop 500 to 1,000 applications to provide comprehensive smart service and function for Taiwan machines maker. As a result, compared to the show display in the EMO Milano 2015, Taiwan has greater progress in the smart manufacturing. The buyer will see the best and smart of Taiwan in EMO Milano 2021. In addition, we will continuously enhance the communication and the cooperation between Taiwan and Italy through the exhibition participation and the visit. For EMO Milano, we will arrange delegation and activity to take part in the exhibition, visit the local factory. Additionally, we are members all continuously participate in the Global Growth Class Professional Machine Exhibition held in Italy, such as the PLAST, CIMEC. Finally, I wish the partner in Italy, your friend and family, all the best and health, and successfully win the battle against the pandemic, and a great success for the EMO Milano in October. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Xu, for the interesting feedback you give about the plans and the programs ongoing in Taiwan.
Yeah.
So we will be updated any time, of course, because as you say, the relationship is so strong that we cannot do individual things. So,
okay.
So thank you for your speech. Then now we listen to Mr. Engineer Galdabini. So let's explain us what about EMO Milano next edition in October. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Let me first greet Mr. Tommy Xu, who's president of TAMI, to take part to the EMO Milano 2021 presentation. It's a pity we cannot meet by person, but I really hope that we will be able to meet you and to meet each other very soon. In addition, let me thank again also each Italian trade agency in the person of Dr. Paolo Quattrocchi, that together with his staff supported us in the organization of this online press conference, which is addressed to all the Taiwanese operators. So I address a special greeting to all the guests which are connected from Italy and mainly from Taiwan. Before presenting you some features and some details of the exposition, let me give you a brief, very brief picture of the sector with some slides that we will share with the computer. So here in the first one, you can see the picture of the machine, the major machine tool manufacturer countries in 2019, where we have already fixed data. Total production amounted to 73 billion euros. And you can see that the major producers of machine tools are in the order: China, Germany, Japan, Italy, US, and following very short Korea and Taiwan and Switzerland. Also, we have to point out that regarding exporting countries, where we address our big attentions. Here is another slide which is showing you which is the ranking, where Germany is first, followed by Japan, China, Italy, and Taiwan. Another very important figure is regarding consuming countries. And here you can see that total consume of machine tools in 2019 amounted to 71 billion, where the most important countries were China, far ahead, followed by US, Germany, Japan, and Italy. We referred to the year 2019 because we have already aggregated data which are closed and fixed, and second because year 2020, as you all know, was let's say an driven by health emergency, and data are of course negative and a little bit, I would say, also a little bit strange and particular. Anyway, 2021 should show a different trend with a robust recovery. Here you can see that this is the data driven by Oxford Economics. So after the fall of 23.4% registered in world machine tools consumption in 2020, we should go up again of roughly 18% to 60 million, and followed by an additional recovery in 2022 and 2023. There is a certain distinction among the areas. So in Asia, investment in machine tools should increase this year of 15%, in Europe plus 23%, in the Americas almost 20%. If we also go to Europe and we look into the single countries, we can see that both the two main countries in Europe, which are Germany and Italy for consumption and production, are expected to have a very strong recovery. Germany is entitled for 20% plus, Italy even for 38% plus, due also to some fiscal incentives that have already been put in place by our government. So Italy at the end of the year should reach a 31 billion euro more than, which is 38% more than 2020. In Germany, consumption of machine tools should be 5.7 million. The growth is really confirmed also for the year 2022 and 23 for these two countries and for all over Europe. And this data is very important for us because they show an evident opportunity to exhibit at Milano EMO 2021, which in the last edition, which was in 2015, achieved a record of 155,000 visitors. So really a very large amount with a very large and big fair. Coming to some details, we can say that if we refer to the past edition, 2015, we had 129 exhibitors from Taiwan, which was the third country for number of exhibitors, and 10,000 square meters of the exhibition area, which was fourth for square meter occupied in the world countries. So these are very significant numbers. So also in consideration of the big slowdown imposed by the health emergency in 2020, EMO Milano will be a great trade opportunity for Taiwanese manufacturers, which since ever supply Italian and European end users. Now we can observe, as the last data point of analysis, the import-export trade between Italy and Taiwan in 2019. Our sector exported to Taiwan 24.7 million euros with a plus 63% more than the previous years. The value is still rather low in our opinion, and in the facts, but in 2019 we achieved the best performance over the last increasing 8 years. Vice versa, in 2019, Italian imports of machines and technologies made in Taiwan totaled to 72.6 million, and Taiwan is the sixth supplier of machine tools for our country. Another interesting figure is that concerning the whole European market, an import of machines and technologies made in Taiwan, which amount to 716 million euros. So it's a big amount. And looking to the main Asian suppliers, Taiwan takes the 3rd place over Japan and China, and more than Korea. Now talking a little bit more in detail and showing you a little bit what EMO is, we can say that EMO is alternatively hosted in Germany and Italy, and is considered by far the leading trade show for the operators of the world manufacturing industry. In this chart, you can see the timeline of the last editions. Taking place in Fiera Milano from 4 to 9 of October 2021, EMO Milano 2021 will feature the best international product lines of the sector, showcasing the magic world of metalworking, as is the slogan chosen for this edition. We will expose machine tools, robots, enabling technologies and automations, solutions for interconnected and digital factories, and additive manufacturing will be the products and technologies spotlighted in the show. In this sense, EMO Milano will be the biggest digital factory ever set up within an exhibition fair ground. This large varied product offering on show, the clear link between production technologies and the IoT systems, will be of great appeal for the operators of the world manufacturing industry, representing all major user sectors: machine tools, automotive, aeronautics, aerospace, railway industry, metallurgical sectors, materials, and some others. With these peculiarities, once again, EMO Milano will be able to attract qualified visitors according to its tradition. Here you can see in this chart who is visiting by title and competence, confirming that EMO is the world exhibition for decision makers of purchases in production technology. EMO is promoted by SESIMO, the European Association of Machine Tools Industries, which entrusted the operational structures of UCIMU Sistemi per Produrre, who is the Italian Machine Tools, Robots and Automation Systems Manufacturers Association, with the organization of the event. The entire exhibition center of Fiera Milano will be at the exhibitor's disposal. Here you can see a map of it, which is a very large, very large facility, perfectly integrated with the national and international public transport system. The underground from downtown Milano is coming at the gate east of EMO, so very easy to be connected. Among these initiatives, EMO Digital will have a particular relevance. A display and demonstration area dedicated to illustrate the potential of digital technologies for the manufacturing world. On the other hand, EMO Milano will be able also to give some tastes of the Italian style to all the operators coming to Milano, who will be involved in the presentations and meetings dedicated to the World Exhibition. Among these, Emotion 2021 is a compilation of music pieces that will celebrate EMO Milano 2021, proposing a divertissement of the music of 5 continents. The compilation, proposing an ideal journey around the world as a tribute to the 5 continents that are always widely represented among the exhibitors and visitors of the World Manufacturing Exhibition, is an accurate selection of songs reinterpreted in jazz style. They are really very, very nice, played by very outstanding musicians. Available in the CD or US drive, it will be sent to you by post within the next weeks. I hope you will appreciate it really very much. The CD is just a part of a package of promotional initiatives that will accompany the exhibition up to its conclusion. You will have details of that when the program, the final program, will be completely set and detailed. About participation, there are two important news for the exhibitors. Considering the extraordinary situation, EMO Milano has new conditions for exhibitors and for the confirmation of the exhibits. We extend the early bird discount to February 14, 2021. Second, there is a clause for withdrawal which have been changed. So we improved the withdrawals that if received within March 31st, payment as penalty of the deposit only and not also full stand rent per square meter required. So it is a facilitation for companies who eventually would like to withdraw. On emomilano.com/exhibitor, it is possible to register for EMO Milano by filling out the application form directly online. For further information, you can contact also our office in Milano or OPC International in Taipei, which is our partner for Taiwanese market. In Italy or in Taiwan, in these offices, people will be at your disposal really to help. If you have any other question, I remain at your disposal for any question, and I hope to see you very numerous to EMO Milano in October. Thank you very much.
So, okay, thank you so much, Mr. Galdabini, for the explanation of the next edition and of the also the advantages to book as soon as possible. We all wish, as I said before, as we all wish really to see numerous participation from Taiwan and from all over the world, of course. Now, so we can start opening the Q&A session. So who wants to do some questions is required to open a hand. Cesare, do you have under control the situation? Because you have to.
OK， 那各位台湾的厂商，如果说有任何问题的话，请这个利用下方的按钮来发问。Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any question, please use the hand button under the screen and raise your hand, so we will give you the time to ask your questions.
In these days when we send the invitation for the press conference, I know from my colleague Cesare, of course, that the main issue is what's going on, from here to October. That's probably one of the reasons why you are so calm in answering something, so questioning something so specifically, because the feeling here in Taiwan is also to wait what's going on in the coming weeks, because the COVID situation, of course, is not yet solved anywhere. So I asked Mr. Xu if there's the feeling of the main of the companies about uncertainty of the future. That's probably the same feeling that we can record everywhere. So I ask if this the feeling that now the main point this beginning of the year. Is it right? Am I right? So we don't have the answer, of course, nor in Italy nor here, but Mr. Vincent, Cesare, Mr. Vincent Ryan, attivali?
You can ask your question now.
Maybe, Mr. Vincent, you have to open your, yes, you have it open.
Microphone of Mr. Su is closed at this moment. It's impossible for him to speak.
Apri i microfoni, Cesare. Mr. Vincent. Maybe they have the way to chat the question. Ok, la vuoi riportare? Non la vedo io, sei tu il moderatore.
Okay, we have the question from the Franklin. In case of COVID-19 is still not settled down or getting worse, if show period will postpone? This is the question.
So I guess the question is for me. I don't know. This is a difficult answer to give now. We strongly believe that the situation is going to improve. Just to give you an information which you might not know, in 2020 we had an Italian show, Machine Tools, which is very traditional. I mean, it is international, but of course, the organization is held by our association. The name of the show is BIMU. I know that many of Taiwanese companies participating as well. And the show was held, took place normal. We can say we had a reduced participation, that is true. But this was early October, I guess. Was the first or the second week of October. The show went on normal, was, I would say, fairly good. Of course, not as good as the previous year. This is the reality. So we strongly believe that there are two factors which will make the exposition be possible, for sure, with a very successful return. The first one is that also in 2020, during the summer period, let's say the virus was less active and contamination was really to a minimum value. In fact, not also in Italy, but also in all Europe, all restrictions for the virus were really almost not present. There were just, I would say, some measures which are personal measure of distance and of self-protection, first of all. Second, everybody is saying that through a massive vaccination, the problem should not be over, but should be reduced very, very, very significantly. So because of that, we go on with our organization. We already have really hundreds and hundreds of companies that already registered. I don't have the exact numbers now. Maybe Mr. Mariotti can give you some hints of that. I don't know. But so today, we don't think this is a scenario that will take place. Of course, let's be realistic. If we come to October and the situation is that nobody can move with the airplanes and hotels are closed and so on, we will think it over by time. But today, this is not a consideration we are doing. We can come really up to probably 8 weeks before the show, before saying we have to cancel it for reasons that it's impossible to organize.
The companies who have booked the space is today more than 400.
Okay, we have the next question from Vincent Chen of Commercial Times. How do the EMO Milano 2021 expect the number of exhibitors and the space scale from Taiwan?
This is very difficult to say what we have to expect. Frankly speaking, if we have to make an assumption, we think that now we are a little down with the numbers for reasons which are really very easy to be understood. There are certain perplexities, there is a lot of uncertainty, and companies are, let's say, thinking very well before taking any move in the direction of, let's say, a broad operations, I would say, and exhibition is like that. So it's difficult to move, difficult to take airplanes and everything. These things we all know. When we made the budget for EMO last year, we were assuming that participation of companies could be around 90% of the previous year. Because some companies maybe are still afraid, some can have some economical difficulties, but we strongly think that EMO Milano is the first and the biggest show in the world, number one, but mainly in this, I would say, 18 months from the virus started to October, next October, I would say 18 months, this is the only international big show taking place for machine tools. So let's imagine that we can really, as we think we can really move reasonably, this is the only occasion in 2 years to see machines, because IMTS in US haven't taken place, GIMTOF the same, and so on. I can go. So local or international shows have not taken place. So EMO is the first one. It's like an open gate towards the markets. So our opinion, I'm also an employer of machine tools, of course, is that not being present in EMO is a suicide for companies. So we hope that this will be the situation. And anyway, our budget is 90% or over.
Okay, we have yet another question from Carfo Company about how about the quarantine policy of the EMO Milano? Is there any quarantine policy?
I don't understand exactly the question. What is the policy of what?
Quarantine policy. Quarantine policy.
Ah, but you mean in terms of for the virus or?
We think yes.
Well, I mean, I don't have the details of that, of course. We will, let's say, put in place the same rules, the same policy that we had for the BIMU. So I would say that from our side, we are very experienced because we held this an exhibition last October, where let's say all the apart from what was the individual precautions that are to the people, also for entering, there were let's say some ways to separate people or to keep people at distance, and there are a lot of rules everywhere. There are how you say points where you can I don't know all the words, but you have alcohol or other means to wash your hands and to clean hands in the proper way. And anyway, we will have let's say the policy will be spread out to all the expositors and to all the visitors. So whoever is coming to the show will know exactly which are the main rules, which are rules of goodwill, of good sense, And mainly there are rules which are following the rules that our country is giving for whatever exhibition or public meeting has to be held.
Okay. Next question, again from the Vincent Chen of Commercial Times. The question is from EMO Milano's presentation. We see there is a stronger rebound of machine consumption in Italy, Germany 2021-2020. Can you explain the reason behind your expectation or analysis?
Okay. Let's say the following. 2020 in terms of order income has been, let's start from a little bit before. We all know that already 2019, which was the peak of consumption for machine tools in the world, in terms of order intake, has already showed an increasing slowdown towards the end of the year. These are the numbers, I would say. And in Europe, this was very evident. For instance, in Italy, I go just by memory, but I think we had a drop of 3.4% of order intake in year 2019 compared to the previous one, order intake. So 2020, so we entered 2020 with already a certain slowdown of the economy because we had a tremendous positive moment in the previous 3-4 years. And then COVID came, and COVID made a disaster. We all know, we don't have to recall it. So the end in 2020, we had some months around April, May, June, which we can record as the most negative ever. So no orders, no activity, no turnover, nothing. And so in the end of the year, we had again a good moment, November, December, but the numbers are of course very, very weak, I would say. So what can be expected is that not only machine tools, but also the gross product of major countries everywhere is expected to recover, not exactly the position of 2019, but to recover, let's say, roughly 80% of the position we had before. So the assumption is based on that. If we are talking mainly of the Italian market, which of course we know better because we are living here, we can say that our drop end of the year was around, I guess, 27, 28 in order intake. Numbers are still not fixed, but this is the assumption that we made in our association already. So it was a big decrease, but we had a situation of fiscal incentives, which is summing up to the general situation of gross product improving. Now, of course, all these assumptions are based on one fact, that the COVID situation is going, let's say, slowly, but constantly to improve. If this is not, of course, all assumptions can be happy to be restudied.
Okay, next question from Anomaly Guest. The question is, what if the border of Italy is not open by then? This is about COVID-19 again. What will be the solution for exhibitors?
I cannot answer you to these kind of questions. Today, it seems to me that the borders are open, first of all. So whoever wants to come to Italy today can come. So I don't think, personally, I share, I understand perfectly perplexities of whoever towards a situation which is very unrealistic. But I can tell you the following now, in this moment I'm talking. We are in Milano, which is 50 kilometers, no, 45 kilometers away with the border with Switzerland. If now, in this moment, I take my car, myself, or with Claudia, or with Dr. Mariotti, or with you, whoever, and want to go to Switzerland, I go to the border, pass the border with no control. Why? Because it is possible. The same can be in France or other countries. Then you can tell me, maybe in Switzerland they close the hotel. Where do you go to have a drink or to sleep? This is another question. But borders are not closed. We do not ask visa to people to come to Italy. Another issue are airplanes or whatever means of transportation. We have limited numbers of flights, of trains, and so on. Frankly speaking, I wouldn't be so negative, not because I want to sell you something which is unrealistic, but because we live here in a way which is we have to watch out what we do, we have to protect ourselves. We are not so negative, frankly speaking, because last year, the same period in October, we were living very, very open. Everybody had gone to vacation for summertime, and the situation was not so bad. Also, in terms of vaccination, Italy is the first one in percentage of population in Europe for vaccination. So, of course, we don't have many vaccines because they are coming one by one, as you know. But anyway, we are the most organized to make vaccination. So we think that if we have millions of vaccines, we can do millions of vaccines. Of course, we need them from the Americans or from the British, whoever has it. But I would stay on the point that if there are extreme restrictions for people coming from abroad, this means that the show is at risk.
Okay. We have two more questions. One again from Commercial Times. The question is, so does that mean that exhibition EMO Milano held in this coming October will be a very good timing to obtain the rebound business of machines in Europe from exhibitors' viewpoints?
Yeah, I mean, we think so for two reasons. Let's say the following. When we say, well, let's come back to the previous two questions before. When we say that there will be a recovery, we all know that recovery will be an increasing recovery. So we do not expect big orders in the first quarter. We expect the second to be better than the second, the first, third of the second, and fourth of the third. So there is an increasing of the order intake and of business activity as soon as situation is progressing to, let's say, to normality. Number one. Second, we all know that budgets for companies are made towards the end of the year. So all companies are trying to fix orders or to fix their programs in the last quarter. So the moment to hold EMO has been chosen decades ago just for that reason, that we go, I mean, visitors or economical operators can go to a show. They can see what is needed for their plants, and then come back and put machines in order for the next year, for the next plan, to close the budget of that year. So this is typically a very peculiar and very positive moment for economy, the last quarter. So that is the right moment for these two reasons, for historical reasons, which we all know, and for reasons that the COVID should decline very significantly. And also I give you another, let's say, explanation, which is very widely shared, which business is also going on trustful, on trust and on expectations. So if we go to October and we have expectation that this story of COVID is finished, and with the trust that the future will be better, this is a tremendous addiction to, or tremendous fuel for economy. And this is what we count for.
Okay, we have two more questions. I made it together from Palmery Machinery and the Carfo Company. One is, if COVID-19 pandemic again get worse, EMO Milano will be displayed by virtual show instead. And in addition, as Galdabini said, if the pandemic is still getting worse, what kind of the decision will be made by organization for foreigner exhibitor, of course?
Again, you know, I would like to give you very sharp, short, and clear answer, but we are talking of hypotheses. So what happens if at a distance of 10 months? I cannot answer you for that. If the situation is a disaster, we cannot hold the exposition because we have a law which is telling us no possibility to organize expositions. We will be banned by our government to do so. If transportation is not moving, again, can be like that. Today, frankly speaking, we are not at this point. We also, as an organization, organize a metalworking, a sheet metal work or metal forming exposition in May, which is called Lamiera in Milano. And we are organizing that normal. So if you ask me now, what is going to happen for you, for your show in Milano for metal forming in May, I say we are registering companies, we are organizing the show as normal. And then it's a decision of companies if they want to participate or not. And that's an international exposition. It's not as big as EMO, of course. It's just for metal forming. It's a very peculiar one. We will do that. And so the same we will do in October. Frankly speaking, we don't think we will have to take extraordinary measures. But when I say I don't think, I cannot put my right hand on the fire. Of course, I would say we have to be trustful, and we will organize that as we think to do it. If not, we will, I don't know, we will take the necessary action, protecting also companies as done by some other players in other countries.
Mr. Galdabini, I totally agree with you. Now, just let me say just one second to strengthen the opinion of Mr. Galdabini, that we all have to be in some way positive. First, because the situation is going, it seems to go in the right way from the vaccine, and then also comparing numbers all over the world, it's possible to say that it seems we are on the right way. Of course, we have always to knock the finger, cross finger. And then time is on EMO's side. But I mean, October is not that far, not that close, but it's enough not that close to have a immediate reaction. So it's very important to monitor the situation in Italy and to be updated. But I repeat, I agree with Mr. Galdabini that everything has to be seen in a positive way. Also because I think all the world has adopted this new measure of living. So to pay attention, to have physical contacts, or to meet people. That's now it's a normal life for all of us. I see in Asia you wear the mask all your life. In winter, so many people wear mask for a cold and so on. Now in Europe and in the western part of the world, people get used to wear masks and to pay attention to be healthy. So that's why I think yes, let's be optimistic for the coming months. That's very important, and also for giving a big boost to the economy and to all our activities.
Okay, I think this is the final sentence left from the Carrefour company, is that the reason for having such doubts is because we foreign exhibitors, we must prepare our show and the trip in advance. Italy is not next door of our country, so we would like to know as early as possible. Comparing to EMTS Chicago, we got noticed months ago, which is much easier to be prepared. EMO Milano is holding on beginning of October. We couldn't wait until October to book the hotels, flight, and so on. Thank you.
You are perfectly right, but what I can tell you now is that companies should organize to be present. When I want to go back to one thing which is very important. correctly, and we had a very good question regarding where are the assumptions coming from this strong recovery or good recovery. Assumptions are not coming for the world of machine tools. Assumptions on numbers are coming from all over the world in the same direction. If you take out any kind of forecast for the economical situation of this year regarding gross product of the big countries, all of them are in the direction of a recovery, which is at least 80% with what compared with what we have lost last year. Now, I could tell you, I don't know anything. I'm not an expert, but people that are making these assumptions are bankers, economics, and this kind, or researchers. And all of them are going in this direction because they have data, they have numbers, and they make assumptions. So I would be a little bit optimistic, which doesn't mean throwing money out of the window. I think that if some companies are so doubtful, they can wait some other time. We will help with our association to find hotels and everything. Milano is a big country, has a lot of facilities. We can imagine that anyway, probably economy is moving, but tourism is moving less. So there will be some space in the hotel, in the restaurant, because tourism will not be as quick as economical people to move because of many reasons, also psychological reasons. So I understand, let's say, uncertainties, but on the other hand, today, any kind of booking that you can make in the hotel is can be canceled free of charge if there is, again, a pandemic situation which is not enabling people to travel. All of us have already experienced that. So I would not be, number one, so negative, because the world is saying that. Not Uchimu, not Sesimo, not the Italians or the Germans. This is the world that is telling that recovery is coming. So we don't know how big this will be, but recovery is coming means that people can move. Let's be very frank among us. We all, in machine tools, we all know that we sell machines and we have to install machines. And we all know that our people today cannot go to install machines very easy. This is a fact. So this is a damage for the client, this is a damage for the supplier. And this is the situation today. But this will not be tomorrow. As well, companies will close down, all of them. Machine tools companies, but also manufacturers, because they will not have our service. So if the economy is going to recover, this means that all of these things that we are saying are going to be settled, diminished constantly, and we already see that these things going on. So I would ask a little bit of trust, because we need the trust to go on, as well, because the world is not ending today and will not end tomorrow. And if you agree, I personally bet you that I will. You will pay me a dinner. You pay a dinner to me when you come to Milano, because you will be present in Milano, because there will be no problems of that kind. But I will drive you in a very good restaurant, so prepare the money.
So no more question, Cesare? No.
No.
Okay. So I think if there are no more questions, we can say give us all an appointment in October in Milan. So we'll meet there physically, face to face, and I come to accept your invitation to the Milano restaurant, Mr. So I bring a group, a big group from Taiwanese, from Taiwan companies, and so nice to hear your explanation and your speeches, and it's been great meeting you all. Thank you all. Really, thank you, Mr. Shu. Thank you, TAMI. Thank you to the audience of companies and media present, and of course, thank you, Mr. Galdabini, and all Uchimo staff. We continue monitoring daily. We can see the situation in Italy anytime. So give us news and then we will share it with our friends in Taiwan to be sure they will see in the same way we are, especially you in Italy. You see the situation in the optimistic way, as we say since last 2 hours, more or less, 1 hour. Okay, so see you in October in Milan.
Thank you very much.
Ciao, grazie.
Bye, grazie a tutti.
Thank you.
Grazie.
Ciao.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.